Hello, welcome to another episode of Shattering Limits with Cindy. This is another special episode of MS Adventures, but this is going to be in this series on spasticity, and this is a third in a three-part series that we're going to be doing that's going to be discussing some tools and tips and tricks to help alleviate spasticity when it happens and it's not expected, which it never is. But these are just some tools and tricks for that. And hopefully some of these will be able to help you. This is the third in a three-part series on spasticity. And if you want to do like and subscribe, I would love that. And hopefully some of these tips and tricks will help you. This is not a medical list that you will need a prescription for. This is not a 10-step routine you won't remember when you're in pain. This is a tools kit during the times of emergency when you need help and assistance quickly and try to get things alleviated because your legs just aren't working as usual. This toolkit is fast, simple, practical, and the things you can actually use in the moment that will help you. These are going to be physical items, mental tricks, body positioning fixes, hydration hacks, electrolytes that help immediately, and small tools that can help stop a spasm from getting worse. The first thing we're going to talk about is heat and cold and which one to use when. Almost everyone hears that heat, to use heat, but in truth, sometimes the heat makes it worse. So you want to know when to use the heat. You want to use the heat when the muscle is tight, it feels like it's in a knot, you have a general stiffness, which that happens quite often for most of us, and if your muscles are slow and heavy, which that also happens for most of us. The things that you want to keep around are like a microwavable heating pad, a heating blanket, and a small portable heat pack that you can have, which a lot of times they have things that they're meant for mittens or gloves, that sort of thing when things are cold, but you can use that also on your legs if that is needed, if the heat is needed at that time, because you have some of those symptoms that are saying that you need heat at that time. And just 5 to 10 minutes can loosen things up enough to move again. So that's something you want to keep in that emergency toolkit, which you can keep in the house, you can keep in the car, you can keep whenever you travel, and that is meant to help. When you do not want to use heat is when you are overheated. That's a Captain Obvious thing. If you're sweating or your fatigue suddenly spikes, heat can make spasticity lock harder. So please be aware of that. So if you're fatigued, if you're doing an activity or moving around, anything in that line, if you're moving around and anything that causes your body to overheat, that is not when you want to use the heat for this situation, obviously, because the heat can make your spasticity lock harder. The other part we're going to be looking at is when to use cold. Cold you want to use if there are sudden spasms, sharp, quick contractions, leg that suddenly kicks or jerks. I call that my donkey kick that happens now and then for me, or back spasms. I don't have back spasms as often as some people do, so that is something really to be able to be watchful for. But what you want to use during that time is an ice pack or a cold pack. It can calm the nerves because they're overacting, and that can help it alleviate that quickly. Some of the things you want to use during that time, if you do notice that some of those things are occurring for you and heat is not what's needed, cold is what's needed, you can use cold patches, a cooling towel, a cooling neck ring, a small fan. All of those will be beneficial for you during those times when you need something to help alleviate during the cold and help your legs get moving again. Now we're going to talk about electrolytes and dehydration. Your body reacts very poorly to dehydration, so you want to keep aware of that and keep up with that and stay hydrated. So these are going to be some of the fixes you need. So if you do detect that you are getting stiff, you can take some of these products in order to help you immediately. But the thing is with hydration is that it can sneak up on you. So you want to be drinking water throughout the day. I know that's said to us many times for everybody, but here are some fixes. So when that does strike, the stiffness strikes, or your muscle is spasming, or you have spasticity, you can go ahead and have some of these fixes in order to help alleviate it as quickly as possible. One of the things you're going to want to take or have in your arsenal is to help alleviate some spasticity are electrolyte tablets. You can put those in water so they can dissolve quickly, and you can get those electrolytes back into you. That is really vital for what you need at this time. There's other products too called Liquid IV or LMNT packets. So there's a lot of different kind of powdered packets with electrolytes also that will be beneficial for you. And a small bottle of water, you don't think about it all the times, or I don't think about it all the times, but I try to keep a water bottle in my car at all times, because that is something that really can sneak up to you. If you're just in the car and you suddenly start to feel your leg getting spasticity and locking, water or getting help for dehydration is really what your body needs. So try to get that as soon as possible. So a bottle of water in the car is really beneficial for you. What you do not want is any sugar bombs, like high sugar drinks, no sodas, and just electrolytes. That is what's going to be most beneficial for you at this time. When your body is spasming, or your legs especially are spasming, that's usually what happens to me. It's my legs. But you can't do a full stretch routine at this time. So these are going to be just a few basic exercises that you can do in order to help relax your body and loosen it up and get it so things are moving again for you. There's a calf press where you sit with your leg extended and flex your foot upward. Hold that for 10 seconds for each leg and repeat. The hamstring drop, sitting or lying, straighten the leg until you feel a pull. Breathe in and out slowly. The knee to chest soft pull. Gently pull your knee upward towards your chest. This helps the lower back and the hips with spasticity. And then the toe crunch reset. Curl your toes tight and then release. This interrupts your nerve pathways, so it gets it reset, so you can start to use your foot and leg again. And do each of those a few times until you start to feel some relief in your legs. Now we're going to discuss some massage tips to help alleviate if your legs are locking, or you do feel spasticity coming on or starting, or you are in the midst of it, and to help alleviate some of those issues as well. You can use a small massage ball or a lacrosse ball and then roll it under your calf, hamstring, or foot, and pressure breaks up the muscle signals. Mini massager, and this can interrupt the spasm quickly. So if you just put it on your leg when it's spasming, or any area that is spasming and you feel that it's tight and unable to move, so a mini massager in that area can really help alleviate that quickly. A hand holder roller stick, especially this can help for the quads, hamstrings, and shoulders, and just roll that back and forth. The other thing that's not an item, but it's just your hands. It's just using your hands and massaging certain areas, and kind of kneading it like dough, and really getting into those areas that are sore or hurt or locked, or where there's spasticity, can help alleviate any problems in that area quickly. Now, sometimes your spasticity can get worse because you're in the wrong position and you just have to move around. Let's say you're on an airplane or you're in a driving position for a long time. These are just going to be some tips in order to help alleviate that problem. What's helpful is to bend your knees slightly instead of locking them. And if you are in a situation where you can be in a laying down or in a bed, put a pillow under your knees or ankles. And if you are lying down, elevate one leg at a time. And if you're sitting, avoid crossing your legs. Keep your hips level. Uneven hips trigger spasms. And small adjustments can stop a spasm from escalating. And this one is often overlooked. When a spasm does hit, you do tense up, which that is not what your body needs at that time. You need exactly the opposite. So here are some tips and tricks. So when your body does tense up during that time, when your body is spasming or legs are locking, these are some tips in order to help during that time. You can do the box breathing like I discussed in one of the other videos, where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then wait 4 seconds, and do it again if you still feel stressed, and do it as much as you need to. You can count backwards from 20. Shake your shoulders gently. Relax your jaw. This instantly affects the nervous system. Many times people don't always realize that they are clamping their jaw or grinding their teeth. And if you relax your jaw, this can help your nervous system. And now, as I said before, none of this is medical advice. Please talk to your doctor for any medical advice that you might need. These are just suggestions to help you during times of spasticity with your legs, or if your leg's locking or your body's locking. I'm not giving medical advice during this time. This is just saying it would be beneficial to have any prescriptions the doctors have given you. Have one near your bed, having one in the kitchen, and possibly one in the car too, if you are needing one at times that you're not near your medication, but have it in your purse or a bag, or carrying it with you to travel. And just some safety things for you as well. If you do use a cane, have a cane near your bed, have a cane in the car, have a walker where it's easily accessible that you can get to it. If you do use a walker, have a walker with a seat, can be very beneficial for you as well. And having a grab bar or a stable surface for you to be able to grab onto, whether it's in the bathroom, the kitchen, anywhere else, so you can have something to grab onto when you are in a situation where you feel unsteady. Now we're going to go over an overall emergency toolkit to help you when you have those times of spasticity in your life. Good things to have are a heat pack, a cold pack, electrolytes, a water bottle, a massage ball or mini massager, a 60-second stretch list, a pillow for positioning, prescribed meds if you have any, and a safety aid like a cane, walker, or a grab bar. Put these in a basket, a drawer, a small bag, somewhere where it's reachable, whether it's in the car or at home. Have it available for you. Spasticity can take over your day, but with this toolkit, hopefully we can give you some of your control back and give you some items that will help alleviate it and get you back on track as soon as possible. This is the part 3 of my spasticity series. If you have not seen 1 and 2, I would definitely suggest watching them. I will have them here and here, so you can go to either of those as you like, and hopefully get some more tips and tricks in order to help you with spasticity. If this has helped you, please press like and subscribe, and please leave any comments as far as this was beneficial or this was beneficial, just so I know if some of these ideas are helpful to you, because that's the goal of all of this, is to provide assistance to anybody who needs it during those times when your muscles lock up or your legs lock up and things just won't move right. So my goal is really to help you. So during those times when those things happen, you have some tips and tricks and things that help you during those times to help alleviate that spasticity or leg lock or muscles just not moving. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day.